from no product, the start of the company, to the point we got the investment. So that's the first thing. You've got to do the customer development. The other thing is marketing is critically important, and they don't put the money into it. What people say is, I will build a great product and people will buy it. That's not the way it works. You've got to do the marketing to make it passionate and exciting so people want to grab it. You know, Sam Altman said we're going to have the first billion-dollar company with one employee. That's not far-fetched. It's going to happen soon.
1000개 정도 회사 중에서 7개의 팀을 뽑는다라고 이제 들었는데 그러면 그 뽑힌 7팀들의 공통점이 있을 거 아니에요? 어떤 공통점이 있다고 보시는지 궁금합니다.
The first thing, are they good people? The second thing, are they open-minded? The third thing is most of them are very technical. And so they have technical degrees, they've graduated, you know, they have PhDs from top schools worldwide, MIT, Yale. I have a Yale doctor and also MBA. They're smart, but they know that they don't know. They've hit the point that they know that they don't know.
실력과 마인드 두 가지를 보고 뽑는 거고 마케팅은 여기서 도와줄게 이런 개념인 거네요.
We put the wrapper on it and make it beautiful and enchanting and exciting. It's like having a Ferrari. I said the Ferrari analogy, you know, you have a dirty Ferrari and you want to sell it and people look at it, it's not clean inside, it's dirty. But when you make it clean and you put a ceramic coating on it and you clean the inside of it and it's immaculate and people look at it and you've won the race, people want to buy. So what we want to do is create some experience because we want those companies to be the best so that the investors who are friends have a company that is going to succeed, not fail. We want them to win. Because if the company wins, then I get a lot of referrals. Then they're going to refer more companies to us. Many of the companies come to us not just from the AI, many come from referrals. We want the best of the best. We want them to win. Think of it like this. Think of that as having a piece of clay. My job is to take that clay and make it such a beautiful sculpture that I can put it in the Louvre in Paris, the top museum in Paris, and people admire it. That's what we got to do. And there's a lot of clay out there, and what we got to do is turn it something extraordinary.
얘기를 좀 들어보니까 약간 교육자 스타일 느낌이 나거든요. 제가 예전에 이제 한국에서 저도 10년 넘게 이제 그 교사로 있었었는데 이게 잘 자라는 거를 기다려주고 이제 하는 거를 좀 많이 좀 그런 느낌이 났었어요. 근데 이러다 보면은 보통은 이렇게 1000개 정도 보면은 투자할 때 답답해서 그냥 내가 창업하고 말지 이제 이런 생각도 좀 들 때가 있을 텐데 그런 생각 들은 적 없었는지 궁금하거든요.
Well, GSD is my own thing. It's my family office, right? So it is my own thing. And it's not just being an educator, it's working with your, you know, we say with your gloves off in English to help them, so get down. Sometimes we work with them in longer term capacities. Some of the companies we actually do marketing work with. So they say, well, we can't do it, can you help? And those companies that we like, we do it. I look at like it's dating before you get married. Some of the companies come in, you don't marry everybody you date. So we find those companies, maybe it's better for somebody else, not for my family. Right? But it's not just about education. It's actually having it's more like being a Sherpa. It's more like charting the direction for them because I've already done it to help.
일반적인 그 인베스터의 방식과는 지금 보는 기준들이 지금 다른 거죠. 그래 제가 좀 그게 제일 궁금했었거든요.
I would say a lot different. You know, let me think about it. The typical VC is between 25 and 34 and they never build a company, only 10%. Yet they're telling you how to run your company. 10%. It's incredible. So my thing is, what we want to do is we want to help that company because we create better investments for my family. On one side of these are incredible investments. So why not invest in something you know is going to win? You know, we call it the KISS principle, right? The keep it simple, stupid principle in English.
그러면 이 심리를 주로 어디다가 활용하시는지 예를 들어서 딱 이게 듣자마자 이 친구는 사기꾼이다. 이 친구는 믿을만하다. 이게 바로 보이시는지 이런 것도 좀 궁금하거든요.
Of course. I mean, I look for good people. I look for people that really want to do it. I don't want people that say, I don't know. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. I want people that say, listen, I want to get stuff done. I want to do it. I'm looking for the best people in the world to be able to help me to realize my dream. And if they don't have that, if they haven't gotten that yet, what we want to do is foster the dream. Help them understand what the possibilities are.
자, 그러면 이제 창업하는 스타트업한테 일단 세 가지 조언을 좀 해준다면 어떤 조언을 해주고 싶은지 좀 들어보고 싶습니다.
So the first thing is to be able to visualize and then you can materialize. That's the first thing. Point to the direction where you want to go and chart that direction, door number one. Two is treat people the way you want to be treated because you're going to meet the same people coming up as you do going down. So treat people the right way. Always look for this, and part of that is look for the similarities in people, not the differences. Where are you the same? And then you can develop a connection with them. And the third thing is, don't give up. People give up too easy. You've got to go down through and try. Pivot, learn. The more knowledge you have, the better the chance you're going to be able to succeed. So don't give up. Move forward and do it fast. Get shit done.
이 조언이 스타트업뿐만 아니라 정말 그 많은 청년들, 성공하고 싶어하는 청년들한테 동일하게 적용되는 얘기인 것 같아요. 지금 제가 저 유튜버 어떻게 되고 싶어요 찾아오는 친구들한테 하는 조언이랑 똑같은 조언이었어요.
Yeah, I mean, this is advice for life, right? You feel the same. You got to believe in your dreams so they don't come true. I've had so many times that I've had myself that I visualized something and I made it come true, no matter what it was. It's unbelievable. But a lot of people just don't believe in themselves enough. You got to believe in yourself. And just try, and people want to help you if you just ask.
또 스타트업 대표들 만나보면은 이 분들이 그 가장 많이 좀 착각을 하고 이제 좀 실수를 하는 것들이 보면 포인트들이 나올 건데 어떤 것들에서 많이 보시는지 좀 궁금하거든요.
Yeah, sure. They don't go out and they don't do customer development. They don't go out and try. So what I say to them is that you've got to validate your assumptions. You may think something's right and you start believing it, your whole team, because we say believe in your own BS, right? You start believing it, but in reality, it's not true. Go out to people, walk down the street. When I did my company in 2016, one of the first generative AI companies, I walked down University in Palo Alto. And I asked 50 people, I went down and did mock-ups of my screens. What do you think? Do you like this? Would you buy it? Open-ended questions. And very quickly, I understood what it needed to look like before I spent a lot of money. I raised $7 million in less than 3 months. From no product, the start of the company, to the point we got the investment. So that's the first thing. You've got to do the customer development. The other thing is marketing is critically important. It is 90%, I'm telling you, and they don't put the money into it. What people say is, I will build a great product and people will buy it. That's not the way it works. You've got to do the marketing to make it passionate and exciting so people want to grab it. And exactly what you're doing on the YouTube side is great because getting this out there so people understand. And the third thing going down through it, the big mistake they do, they give up, as I said. People give up way too early. They just don't believe in themselves enough. There's so many tools out there that give you superpowers, AI tools that can do incredible things. You don't have to be a genius in terms of translation, right? In terms of, using, you can speak in any language easy, but today, at least to communicate, you can use this as a power is right here in your hands, right? And then when you have the money and you need to have great translators that can do incredible things, you find those people. But use the tools to your advantage. The tools exist today. Sam Altman said we're going to have the first billion-dollar company with one employee. That's not far-fetched. It's going to happen soon. So what they need to do is use the tools and don't be afraid. Scott McNeely from a company called Sun Microsystems, I had lunch with him here. And Sun Microsystems was a company that was really hot in the 1990s and 2000. And he said, always go to areas you fear the most, you're going to learn the most. I never forgot that lesson. Always go to areas you fear the most. It doesn't matter. And always learn. Because the more you know, the more people are going to be around you because you've got that knowledge and it's important. And sharing ideas with each other. The kind of forum that you have on the YouTube, this is great because getting the word out is critically important. And I could see a world where there's so many of the Korean companies could do it. Look at Israel. It's a tiny, tiny country. And look at how many startups. The same opportunity. When I was in Korea, I was amazed at how many great companies are there, right? But they got to get out. They got to try. Silicon Valley is a port to the rest of the world. It's where companies come. It's where investors come because they're looking for deals. It's like fishing. Go where the fish are. The fish are here. Come over. Get started. Don't be afraid. I want to say one other thing. You don't need to bring your whole company here, but you have a team here because this is a beachhead. You can have your R&D work. You can have it in Seoul, wherever you want to have it. But if you have the marketing part here, where you can get access to the money, the valuations are going to be higher.
뭐 저도 스타트업 뭐 한국에 있는 스타트업도 있고 뭐 보면 느꼈던 것 중에 하나가 실수 중에 하나가 그 투자 전에는 돈을 효율적으로 쓰다가 투자 인베스팅 받고 나서부터는 비효율적으로 돈을 좀 이렇게 막 쓰는 것도 많이 보는데 그런 거에 대해서 문제를 해결할 수 있는 방법 뭐 투자자로서 어떻게 하지 마 이렇게 하시는 좀 궁금하거든요.
Well, they don't with me. My thing is, not going to go out and spend money on buying a lot of furniture. We're going to get what we need to be able to get the job done. And so one of the things I talk about capital efficiencies. It's not fair. Treat it like it's your money and make sure that you're doing the right thing. You know, you're spending on the right things. You're going down and you're using tools to be able to grow your business. For instance, my team. If my team goes out and said, listen, I want to try these new tools, I said, I want you to go down through and pilot them, try them, let's see what kind of efficiencies we have, and if it's right, let's get as many as we need. Go out and make sure you're capital efficient. It's critically important. You don't want people taking your money and spending it wasting on things. It's somebody's money. We got to make sure they're efficient with it. And when people know that you're going to take care of their money, they're more likely to give you more. You know, it's going to help you grow. That's why a lot of these companies have been so successful, these entrepreneurs, multiple times. Look at Elon Musk. He could go into probably any VC here and say, listen, I need $50 billion and probably get it, right? Because people trust him. They know they're going to get it back. So you got to build that trust. It's really important. It's not for today. You're here, you know, as we go down through our journey on this planet, we go down through and we're going to have multiple times, we're going to do multiple companies, part of teams. And if people know that you care and you treat stuff the right way, they're way more open to help you. Way more open.
그때 2023년에 저도 여기 실리콘밸리 왔었을 때 저 프리먼트 테슬라 공장이 있더라고요. 그때 이제 거기를 한번 봤었는데 일론 머스크는 진짜 효율의 끝을 보여주는 사람이구나라고 느껴서 그때 제가 아마 전 재산이 테슬라에 있었을 거예요. 그때 와, 좀 더 기다려봤어요. 역시나 나중에 예, 좀 수익을 내주더라고요. 그래서 아마 어떤 말인지 저도 좀 느끼는 그때 보고서도 확신을 가졌거든요. 아, 잘 투자한 것 같다.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
제 인생에서 그렇게 극단적인 효율은 처음 봤습니다.
Yeah, well, he's been very efficient in a lot of his companies. And so efficiency is important. So if I create some of the greatest companies and I'm watching them directly and I'm investing in the companies and we help those companies, we can create more capitally efficient companies. The old model's gone. The shotgun approach is gone because of the tools that are in front of us. We can go down through and help that company become successful. You can pivot to success. People talk about pivoting, right? But you never hear about people saying pivot to success, do you? You just hear pivoting. They don't know you can pivot to success if you have Sherpas to be able to help you that have been there. It helps wherever they are.
제가 AI 스타트업 좀 투자를 하고 싶어서 여기에 온 것도 이유가 있긴 있거든요. 그러면 이 실리콘밸리 스타트업 기업들의 성공률이 다른 지역들보다 좀 월등히 높다 생각하시는지 아니면 비슷비슷하다 생각하는지 좀 궁금합니다.
Well, let's just break it apart. They have people like Plug and Play. They have people like GST Venture Studios. We do it. So, you know, it's going like fishing again. You go where the fish are, right? There's a lot of fish here. So the Silicon Valley, first of all, look at the history of Silicon Valley. It was created to innovate. Some of the greatest institutions in the world are here. People come here from all over the world for all kinds of reasons, whether it's weather, whether it's education, but they're all together. And when they come together, they create some of the greatest knowledge. That knowledge is changing the world. And it's good to be part of it because just like you came to Tesla in 2023, you saw it with your own eyes and you invested and you made a lot of money. But if you wouldn't have come to Silicon Valley, you wouldn't have done it. So on your side, would you going down through and If you see it, you can do it. You talk to them. You saw the efficiencies. Well, you can do the same thing with the startups. I just happened to work with them deeply for 7 weeks or for 15 weeks, and I pick up the 7 companies. But those companies are the best in the world. They are people that are really getting it done. And I don't pick them. Listen, I do this. On one side, I don't have to do anything, right? I can live my life and enjoy my life. But I want to change the world, and this is a lot of fun because nobody's really doing it. Nobody. It takes a lot of work to take an operational. I mean, sometimes I act as with my team as a chief marketing officer of the companies, depending on whatever we have to do to make that become a unicorn, a decacorn. That's it. And it takes a lot of grit and determination to do it. It's not a one-off thing. You got to be focused to get it done. But when you're focused, when I built my cancer vaccine, I had my stem cells done, helped my wife, and many, many other things, people said it couldn't be done, right? And I want to say one other thing. You know, people say about Elon Musk, they told me he's crazy. I like it crazy. He's crazy like Nikola Tesla crazy. That's the kind of crazy I like.
그럼 제가 이제 여기 스타트업에 투자를 한다면, 그런다면은 어느 분야를 좀 추천해 주실지 좀 들어보고 싶어요. 저는 이제 제가 뭐 이렇게 해줄 수 있는 것들은 없지만 그냥 일반적인 그냥 노멀한 인베스터라고 봤을 때 추천해 줄 만한 곳들이 있는지 좀 궁금합니다.
I mean, I would look at where the pain is, the challenge with infobesity, the problem with data. And I would go down and what are you passionate about? If you're passionate about health tech. You know, we're going to be able to live to 150 in a not too distant future. In healthcare, nobody wants to die. So focus on things that cancer vaccines, the inefficiencies in the medical system. One of my companies that came to me is from Denmark. That company came in and they take a medical image and they make it like 1,000 times better. That company wanted to raise money. They wanted to raise 12 million and they ended up getting 25 million. Because it's incredible. And they got some partnerships put in place while they were in GSD, right? So find those companies that are going to make a difference on the planet and lead with your heart, right? Which makes you feel good. It's not about money. It's about your heart. Your heart will bring money, right? But lead with a heart and find good people to invest in. You know, no games. People that are going to be there no matter what.
오늘 제가 이렇게 인터뷰를 하면서 들어보니까 투자라는 게 기부랑도 많이 닮았다는 좀 생각이 좀 드는 것 같아요. 이게 어쨌든 세상을 좀 더 밝게 만들기 위한 방법 중에 하나가 투자가 될 수도 있겠다라는 거를 오늘 게리 팔로워를 만나면서 좀 느꼈던 시간인 것 같습니다. 맞나요? 이게?
Absolutely. And so we, you know, like I said, lead by your heart. And the thing is, it's not that you're not going to make money. You invested in Tesla. Tesla's changing the world with electric cars because we're not going to have any more dead animals and plants to burn. So it's inevitable. And then there are inefficiencies in the system. Autonomous driving. So that you can use a car, that person can use a car, that person the same car. It's an inefficient system. So find you're passionate about the cars now and find things that are going to make the world a better place. And also to be able to be good investments. And sometimes you got to look where other people don't. I've had to do it myself many times. That's why I started working with the companies. I work with them 15 weeks. Every week, multiple hours. I'm with them. I'm inside their head. I'm inside their soul. Because I want to know how they feel. Then I can understand if it's a good investment for my family or another family. Maybe they like me. It's like, you know, my girlfriend that I lived with for a year. I loved her, but like a sister. And she loved me too. She married one of my friends. They have 2 kids. She's still my best friend. Nothing changed. She's still my best friend. But she's not my wife, right? She's my best friend. So find those companies that make sense. The thing that I do is I deep dive for 15 weeks with them. And they tell me that they're 2 to 3 years ahead of where they were coming in. I hear that across the board. No matter if they're early stage or Series C. My Series C company's raising $250 million right now, right? So I don't care what stage. I only care where they're going to go. It's about scaling. It's not about acceleration, in my opinion.
오늘 긴 시간 동안 이렇게 인터뷰를 해주면서 투자에 대해서 좀 명확한 개념을 좀 우리가 만들어가는 게 더 중요하겠구나라는 거를 느끼는 시간이었습니다. 너무 감사합니다.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and to all your audience out there, believe in your dreams and they come true. It's not hope. It's about belief. Believe that you can do it and that will come true. Yeah, and 감사합니다.
아, 예, 땡큐. 땡큐 베리 마치. 예, 이렇게 해서 마무리하도록 하겠습니다. 고맙습니다. 예.